All right, we are now getting the White House response to the breaking news we brought you at the top of the hour that has really punched up our markets. The White House spokesperson, Lindsay Walters, is now saying, quote, no new tariff decisions have been made. Okay, watch the markets right now because, okay, S&P's up 18. I'm just going to mark it there. No new promises have been made. We are focused on the current 90-day period and the expected high-level visit by China Vice Premier Liu at the end of the month. Dow is still up 145 points. S&P still up 18. And the breaking news, in case you're just joining us, is that the Journal reported that maybe Steven Mnuchin has been considering dropping the tariffs on China in order to speed up, hasten this trade deal discussion with China and calm the markets. Well, the markets liked it, even though everybody's denying it. Let us bring in both sides of the aisle here on this. Republican Pennsylvania Congressman Lloyd Smucker joining us now with fellow Congressman, Michigan Democrat Dan Kildee. Gentlemen, before we get to what we wanted to talk to you about, which is what's going on with the government shutdown, let me get your response as you both come from districts that are affected by tariffs on this. Congressman Kildee, you first, being from Michigan. It's obviously a big rural area with some commodities that have been affected. What do you think? Would you like to see maybe tariffs dropped?
Yeah, actually, Lloyd and I were talking about this during the break. We have a lot in common when it comes to these issues. We're trade-sensitive states, and we benefit from more open opportunity, particularly to sell into markets, where we've seen trade barriers. I would like to see a rational approach to bringing those tariffs down. I had a meeting today with Mr. Lighthizer at the Ways and Means Committee, and I saw no indication of anything such as what was recently reported. If there's going to be a change, it seemed to me it would be in a more methodical fashion, which I think is what makes more sense to me.
Okay,
anyway.
So that's interesting. You met with Lighthizer, and he didn't tip a hand in any way, shape, or form there. Congressman Smucker, tell me what you would like to see as it pertains to these tariffs on China. We know China likes to save face, so maybe if you're trying to read your opponent, you've got Lighthizer and Mnuchin thinking, okay, let's give them a bone.
Well, my district is a big ag area as well as manufacturers, and they've been very pleased with what the administration has been doing in resetting our trade agreements that we have with other countries. You know, I was just in a meeting with Peter Navarro yesterday, and his belief and the president's belief is that we've been in a trade war for a long time. We've just had things stacked against us. So, big dairy in my area, very, very happy with the new negotiated agreement with Canada, which removes some of the tariffs that they've been placing on our dairy products. It's very, very important to the farmers in my district. And, this is news that we'll hear more about, I'm sure, in the next few days. But the goal is the same there. We want an agreement. The administration wants an agreement with China that is working for the American manufacturers and the American workers.
Okay. Now let us get to what's going on with the government shutdown. There is a sense among civilians like us and in the American public that Republicans and Democrats do not talk to each other anymore. Congressman Kildee, is that true, or is there communication behind closed doors across the aisle about how to get over this impasse and open the doors of the government and get 800,000 people back on the job?
Well, generally speaking, there is a lot more across the aisle conversation that I think often gets reported. I think in this instance, though, there's some disagreement. There's no two ways about it. My own personal preference would be that we move ahead with the country and the government where we agree and open up those aspects of the government, and where we disagree, continue to have that debate in a robust fashion. This is one of those times where there's, I think, some disagreement as to what form border security should take. We ought to have a robust debate. It's just my view that we should never use the threat to the economy that a shutdown brings in order to use that in leverage in one of these debates.
Well, then how, Congressman, do we get over these barriers? And on top of it, it becomes very serious for districts like yours and Congressman Kildee's, where Moody's is estimating that some $2 billion in small business association loans are just not getting to small businesses. I would imagine there's some in your district as well.
Well, I agree with Congressman Kildee. This is no way to do business in Congress in the greatest country in the world. We were all sent here to do what we thought was right for the people, and that did not include 800,000 government workers not getting paid. But I'll tell you this. I was in a meeting at the White House yesterday. The president invited a small group of both Democrats and Republicans to talk about the shutdown and to talk about border security. And I got to tell you, the president continues to be committed to the security and safety of the American people. He continues to be committed to gaining operational control of the border. But at the same time, he's ready to negotiate. He has a variety of proposals out there, including technology, including more resources for our border security agents, changes to the laws that are being taken advantage of, and he believes a physical barrier is important, as do I in some areas. But he is ready to talk. No one is proposing a border from or a wall from coast to coast. So we need to get these negotiations going.
Congressman Kildee, before we go, notwithstanding the fact that the president very clearly said that he would have no problem owning this shutdown, Democrats calling the wall immoral, and then you have Steny Hoyer coming out, a Democrat, and saying, well, I don't think the word immoral is really right. There are Democrats who want border security, and yet the narrative is being controlled by people who say that you don't. Which is it?
Well, we clearly want border security. I mean, we're American citizens. We want to make sure that our borders are safe. I think there can be an honest disagreement as to what form that takes. I think the more important point is that we ought not shut down government in order to get what we can't get through the normal legislative process.
Great to see both of you. Thank you. Congressman Dan Kildee and Congressman Lloyd Smucker, Democrat, Republican. We like to see you guys stand together. So we'll invite you back. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.